by Los Angeles. Now they drop back. We're down to 15 seconds left in this first quarter.
Coach Lolo standing up calling one shot. Let's get the last one before the quarter ends.
And here's Thompson, rejected by Campbell. Thompson. And it's called an offensive foul, a charge on Corey Thompson as time has run out in this first quarter. Now apparently Ed T. Rush says 1 second remains. So the foul taking place with 1 second left, and the Lakers will get an opportunity to fling one down court.
Best bet here, take it, throw it to the front of the rim, or in deep in the lane, and hope someone can get it up there quick.
1 second remaining in the quarter, and Smith gets it off. So that is the end of one. It's the Lakers 32 and Badalona 30.
This is Sylvie Dangler.
I'm with the newest American to come play basketball in Europe, Kelly Tripucka, who has signed with Limoges of France. He didn't play last night against the Lakers because he was ill. Tonight, though, your first outing with your new team. What do you think?
Well, it's going to be a transition, obviously, but I was just glad to get back on the court rather than sitting in bed and in the bathroom all night. So that was quite a change. But just take it one day at a time while I'm here, and hopefully I can help the team.
How's your French?
Not very good. Just yes and no right now.
You've only practiced a couple of times, but they still ran some plays for you. Are you going to be the keystone of this team?
Well, they've got some other good players, so I know they want me to score some points for them and shoot the ball from the outside. I think that's where they're weak, but they've got some other players to rely on. Hopefully I can help and blend in with the team.
Okay, he can score some points, Marv.
Hard time, and Limoges beat Split earlier this evening by the score of 103-91. And Tripucka 6 for 15 for 13 points. Second quarter is underway. Villacampa and Morales with 9 points apiece. And the Lakers with a 2-point lead as we get underway here in the second. Foul call on 3.
One of the things that Sedale Threet will add to the Lakers this season is the ability to put more pressure on the basketball. Probably one of the nicest compliments he got from Magic was that Magic said, that was one guy I hated playing against.
Morales looking for his shots coming off the successful first quarter. Michael Smith on the follow.
There you see the athleticism of Michael Smith. Misses the first shot, but the quick second jump on the offensive boards to keep it alive. This guy's exciting when you watch him.
He is that was intended as a pass, making contact with the netting, and a holding foul has been called as Divac was taken down.
Offensive rebounding many times comes back to the second and third effort of the player. Off the dribble, gets it up there and tries to get it around. Campbell misses, but watch how quickly he's back up and in, controlling the ball for the 2 points.
He is a leaper, very active player. I would think you would compare him to the playing style, not with the ability, but the playing style. Gerald Wilkins, A.C. Green, who just checked in with a strong move off a nice lead pass, and he threw the foul, so AC will go to the line.
This is the Lakers version of the lob. A little back pick takes place. The ball didn't quite get up high enough over the top of the rim, but good hands that time by AC, and then concentration in laying it in, the opportunity to complete the three-point play.
It is surprising that Badalona has managed to hang around. Opening minute, second quarter, they're down by only 2 to the Los Angeles Lakers. That last foul picked up by Juan Morales. That is his 3rd. So the Lakers lead it 35-32. No pressure being guarded by Magic. And it will be Laker ball. This season, the NBA took no chances off last year's scare. Had the Lakers playing 2 preseason games before coming here. They split the 2 with the Boston Celtics. Divac, and that will count. That was not out of the hoop. Now, a year ago, the Knicks had not played prior to their games here, with a lesson learned. An NBA team these days can't just show up and expect to beat the the European competition.
Now, keep in mind, these teams have been practicing since August. They've already played 7, 8 games in their season. So to bring an NBA team in cold, it's quite an adjustment.
Smith getting it out for Thompson. And he's fouled. Divac and Campbell all over Corny Thompson. Mike Dunleavy was telling us yesterday that foul called on Divac, his third, that players have a tendency to look at the rosters of the European teams and they'll see people like Corny Thompson, Harold Presley, who were decent players in the NBA, obviously weren't stars, but they'll lose respect for the ball club. They'll say, hey, if we can't beat these guys, and you look all around the league, the Spanish league or the Italian league, and certainly there are some outstanding players, but the feeling is when an NBA team comes over here that they are going to take the competition lightly.
Yeah, but the other side of it is the American players are there saying we should be playing in the NBA. Let's just show you something during this game.
Well, that happened last year as the Knicks went up against Darwin Cook, who had a terrific game against them. Here's Byron Scott. And Thompson wrestles it free. Scott off the steal. Scott. Eldon Campbell following it home. Lakers by 5.
And this group on the floor right now trying to apply a little bit of full court pressure, extending the defense for the Lakers, trying to force some turnovers and get some easy baskets.
Shot clock is down to 5. Smith. Another three-pointer cut. This is Tomas Jofresa, the brother of Jordy, or rather of Rafael Jofresa. And Magic Johnson will go to the line. The basket counts and a foul. Tomas has another brother named Jordy, I wanted to point out.
A younger one, yes, much younger one. Well, Byron Scott, after he misses the initial jumper, comes back again, chases the ball down, takes the next one, and keep an eye on the man flying in, Eldon Campbell with the follow. Doesn't matter if it's in the cylinder, you can do it in the McDonald's Open.
9:17 remaining in the first half back in Paris, and the Los Angeles Lakers leading Badalona of Spain by the score 41-37. In the earlier game, Split of Yugoslavia was defeated by Limoges 103-91 in a stirring scene following the game, with the Split players receiving a standing ovation. And what a difficult time it is for this group with the strife they are facing back home in Yugoslavia.
It's a team that has a great amount of pride. It was a terrific basketball team before they lost so many integral parts of the team, and they went through a lot just getting here. A 25-hour trip via boat, bus, etc., just to make these games.
Harold Presley has checked back in as Magic Johnson looks to complete a three-point play. That last foul was called on Juan Morales, who already has picked up 4.
And this is the small team that Badalona went with in yesterday's game. This is the team that opened it up. Michael Smith now playing as a small forward, Presley as the big forward, and Corny Thompson as the center.
And the shot by Villacampa way off. He opened up in hot fashion by hitting 3 from downtown and has cooled off. The Lakers now lead it by 5. Magic using his strength, and he drew the foul. Tomas Jofresa, who goes about 6'6'1", trying to deal with the much taller Magic Johnson. Jordy Pardo has come on for the first time, and Jordy Villacampa will sit down. He leaves with 9 points.
Now that you've mentioned the entire Jofresa family,
yes, I have.
Let's just make it known. If you thought Rafael was quick, wait till you see Tomas, the younger brother. This guy can really move up and down the floor with the basketball.
The Lakers with their biggest lead of the game, a margin of 7. Presley. He's been off. AC Green up front with Vlade Divac and Eldon Campbell. Byron Scott in the backcourt with Magic Johnson, who was tripped up and is helped up by Corny Thompson. Foul on Pardo. Once again, Magic to the foul line. The assist count is now 7 for Magic Johnson. He had 21 last night to go along with 9 points. Magic Johnson proving last season that he can play at any speed, under any conditions, and still be successful. Although in the finals, the Bulls forced him to use the clock, and Chicago's pressure defense controlled the Lakers, but very few teams can play defense like the Chicago Bulls do.
Michael Smith, again, up above the rim.
And at the other end, Michael Smith went up above the rim, and the basket counts. It's a goal, Ted. Green gets credit.
Well, Smith scores at the one end, then hustles back and tries to get it from behind, but the goaltender's call. This is Badalona's version of the Chicago Bull team, the short, quick team, trying to give the Lakers problems with their speed and quickness.
Presley for 3. And Divac able to operate on the box out. Campbell. It counts. Foul committed by Presley. And the Lakers pulling away. They now lead by 11.
And Badalona's coach, Lolo Saint, not real happy with the fact that Presley's launched a couple shots from behind the three-point line when he doesn't quite have it going right now. And that time, the Cardinals fell down after the jump shot. No one to cover the backcourt. As a result, Eldon Campbell runs out for the easy opportunity.
Lakers in the midst of a 12-2 run, and now lead it 51-39. This following the close first quarter. Campbell off the steal. And the Lakers will maintain possession. Timeout is being taken. Here's another look.
Magic Man having a tough time finding the handle, but both teams hustling in the McDonald's Open.
7:21 remaining in the first half, and the Lakers lead it by 12.
Your biggest competitor.
Passing by the previous mark held by one Tony Kukoc, who did it a year ago in Barcelona.
Two guys with size that can see over the top of defense, have the ability to find their open teammates, and then the most important thing, play unselfish basketball.
Well, we're set to go to our man along the sideline. Here's Tom.
Marv, the Lakers' Vlade Divac, of course, is from the Civil War-torn country of Yugoslavia and naturally has concern for his parents back home. But Vlade coming to Paris gave his parents a chance to visit in person. He greeted his mother, Rada, his father, Malenko, and his brother, Ivica, on Thursday. A reunion with his parents, only one of the reasons Vlade likes to play in Europe.
I'm really happy because, you know, I'm come back in Europe with the Lakers. So, you know, I'm first European player who played for the one NBA team who's come in Europe and playing games. And I'm really happy because I come back in Europe. I will play against my friends who still live in Europe and show what I learned over there.
And Vlade not able to hit from the outside as we resume the action. Here's Thompson. Campbell got a piece of it. Scott met by Joe Fressa. And Presley rebound.
Badalona right now needs to settle down, get a good shot. They need a basket right now to break this Laker momentum.
Six and a half remaining in this first half. Magic thought he was fouled. Fressa stopped by Campbell.
Call that a bad decision, 3-on-1.
Here's Divac. Yes, and a count. And Vlade will go to the line.
as the coaching staff has told us from Badalona, sometimes Tomas, even though he has a lot of potential, a lot of talent, makes bad decisions. You've got two wings filling. You got to give it up to the open man to get a good shot. At the other end, Magic Man gives it up and then has a guy who finishes in Vlade Divac.
And that's Vlade's dad reacting. The older gentleman on the right, we should point out. Foul committed by Jordi Pardo. And Divac to the line. He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Michael Smith can lead. Pardo, played by Scott. Joe Fressa and Presley. Guarded by Worthy. Shot clock down to 5. And another Laker break. Scott providing a 15-point goal.
Badalona has to understand that when they catch the ball behind the three-point line, they've got to take that open shot. Don't try and improve your position too much against this Laker team. They're too big and they recover too quickly. Defensively, you wind up putting yourself in trouble.
A 16-2 run by the Lakers. Foul committed by Divac. Here's Sam Perkins returning. Divac will sit down, picking up his third. Magic Johnson will depart. Sedale Threet is back. Sedale Threet, originally a 6th-round draft pick by the Philadelphia 76ers back in 1983. And Michael Smith will go to the line. Threet, the lowest NBA draft pick still active in the league. Michael Smith to the free throw line. Michael Smith involved in a legal battle with the Spanish league. He's married to a Spanish citizen, so the Spanish government recognizes him as a Spanish citizen. He has a Spanish passport. 2 Americans are allowed on each team in the Spanish league. Badalona already has Presley and Thompson, so he's the 3rd, and the Spanish league has a ruling that if a foreign player marries a Spaniard, he does not, that's a three-pointer for Joe Fressa, he does not automatically become a Spanish citizen in the eyes of the league. Michael has taken legal action to try to reverse that decision. He's allowed to play in outside tournaments such as the McDonald's Open, but cannot compete in league play. And he told me before the game he expects a decision as Byron Scott throws it home. A decision expected in a few weeks.
If you would like my opinion,
yes, I will.
I think he should be allowed to play. If you're going to take the big step, get married, then he should be allowed to play in the country.
Is that an emotional opinion?
I'm trying to be fair.
I see.
My judgment.
Here's Pardo, changed his mind and lost it.
Yes, second thoughts about going up to the rim with that one, looking for help.
Scott, and the Lakers now lead it 59-42 with a steal by Threet. He surprised Tomas Joe Fressa. Threet and Scott in the backcourt. Perkins up front with Worthy and Green. Worthy off the head fake.
And that's one of those easy baskets that they got back because of a good defense. In talking with the Lakers yesterday, they mentioned after watching the films of the Chicago series, we knew we had to find a way of getting easy baskets. One, pick up the tempo offensively and run some more. The other, play better defense, more pressure defense, pick up some steals.
Pardo. And here's Pardo for the layup. Lakers 61 and Badalona 44. Lakers last season, following the slow start, they opened at 2 up and 5 down, raising many questions, came on strong. They finished 58-24, second in the Pacific behind Portland. Worthy, once again, he now has 10 points.
The problem for Badalona, as fatigue sets in, you're just not quite confident going to the bench. They've got a couple of players missing, injured guys that are pretty good players. These are the main people that Coach Lolo knows, okay, gives him his best chance to win, yet the Lakers keep coming at you with the depth on their team.
And Harold Presley to the foul line. I asked Harold, was there any game against the Lakers that stands out from his days in Sacramento? He said he'll never forget 5 years ago, Lakers held Sacramento to 4 points in the first quarter. Remember that game? They didn't score until the final couple minutes.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, last year, Harold playing for Badalona in an exhibition game, able to put it down. Went up against Messaggero of Italy that featured Michael Cooper, the one-time Laker, and Badalona just killed Messaggero. And Harold started to go into a little showtime, some nifty moves, and Cooper said, "What are you doing? This game is over." And Harold said, "Well, I'm going to get you guys one by one for that terrible first quarter that the Lakers applied on us 4 years ago." Nice move by Smith. 17-point Laker lead. Lakers have hit their last 7 field goal attempts. And in rush makes the call. Looks like Byron Scott is having words with Jordy Villacampa.
I wonder how they understood each other. Yes. There it is, a little shoving down low, as takes place normally, regularly during the NBA season, but this might have been an interesting exchange between the two guys. Eddie Rush probably understood both.
It is called a double foul, and a timeout has been taken with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Lakers made a special visit to the first Ronald McDonald House here in Paris. The building opening last month serves as a home away from home for families of seriously ill children who are being treated at local hospitals. This house, located close to the largest cancer center in Europe. There are now 150 Ronald McDonald homes in 9 countries, each run by a local nonprofit organization. 4 Lakers are former McDonald's All-Americans, including this man, an angry man just a moment ago, Byron Scott, who was a McDonald's All-American back in '79. Byron Scott off to a good start. Shot well last night, 8 for 14. 65-48. Lakers with the lead, taking over here in the second quarter. And look at that, Lakers shooting 13 for 18 from the field. They've outscored Badalona 26-11 over the last 7 minutes. And within that span, a 16-2 run. Scott tried to steal it. Good recovery by Smith. Villacampa. Difficult shot over Perkins.
Very fortunate. He could have turned, faced the basket, and had about a 12-foot jumper. Instead, he tries to shoot it in Perkins' face. Got away with it.
Down to 2 minutes to go in this first half. Perkins. Sam Perkins with 8 points. Lakers lead 67-50. Marv Albert with Mike Fratello and Tom Hammond from Paris, France. Smith. Michael Smith showing us the reverse. And the foul is called on Thompson.
Sit down. Villacampa has the ball at the foul line, decides he's going to make a move on Perkins, perhaps to pick up the foul. Fortunate to get it over Sam's long arms.
So Sam Perkins to the foul line. I can recall talking with Sam at the start of last season after 6 years in Dallas. Signed on with the Lakers as an unrestricted free agent. And Mike, you recall the conversation. He was just not comfortable, admitted he didn't know the plays right at the start of the year. But as the season progressed, he worked in and became extremely comfortable with the Lakers system.
And that's one of the things that Dunleavy was talking about. He wasn't quite sure what Sam Perkins could do. Could he run? Was he just a half-court player? He doesn't give you the appearance that he can change ends of the floor. He's got that kind of loping, long stride from one end to the other. But eventually, everything worked its way into place.
Villacampa. He's hit 5 of 9. He has 13 points. And the Lakers lead it by 15. We're just under 1 minute left. in this first half. Here's Worthy. And the foul called on 3. That's the second for 3. Well, we saw Sam Perkins hit just a moment ago from outside. You'll recall game 1 of the final series last season. Lakers down by 2, time running out, and who could forget Perkins connecting with that 3-pointer that proved to be the game winner. Lakers defeating the Bulls 93-91.
And Sam Perkins not only gave him a new guy to post up, down low, terrific back to the basket moves, but then you're talking about a guy who can go out behind the 3-point line and shoot it comfortably. One more part to the offensive arsenal of the Lakers.
Tomas Jofresa at the free throw line. The Lakers with 69 points. That ties a McDonald's Open record. Denver back at 89, and Rome with 69 points in the first half. Denver winning that tournament by knocking off Split of Yugoslavia. And as Presley started up, Perkins called for a reach-in.
For Mike Dunleavy, an opportunity to do a little bit of experimenting here. When Byron Scott was on the floor, Sadale Threet acted as the point guard. Now with Tony Smith in the game, Threet moves to the off guard or shooting scoring guard position, and Smith is allowed to run the show. And Dunleavy will have some big decisions to make once they get to the regular season, because Threet gives him tremendous flexibility, able to play both positions, 1 or 2. Be interesting to see who Mike feels more comfortable with running the show once Magic comes out. And then another guy who's affected by all this is a guy named Terry Teagle. His minutes may diminish for this season.
We are down to 26 seconds remaining in this first half. Lakers now lead it 69-58. Jack Haley has come on for the first time. Shot clock down to 6. Scott. Smith with the rebound. That brought forth approval from the crowd. Smith fires. Yes! A three-pointer to beat the buzzer. Michael Smith going high for the rebound and then going high to hit the jump shot.
Just what Badalona needed before the half. A little injection there of energy, enthusiasm going into the locker room. You close it underneath 10 points. It's down to 8. They're back in the game.
A 9-0 run to end the first half. The Lakers with a 69-61 lead. Here is Smith once again. Lakers at 1 point, led by 19. Here's another look at the three-point jumper by Michael Smith.
Tough to keep your eye on the clock, know where the three-point line is, and have a defensive guy running you down from behind. It just shows the concentration that Michael Smith has.
Halftime in.
Keep in mind that Presley and Thompson didn't really play that well, so here we are in an 8-point game.
On to look at the halftime statistics, and the shooting has been excellent by both clubs. The Lakers 27 for 51 for 53%. Badalona at 51%. And in the three-point shooting department, led by Villacampa, Badalona 7 for 9 from downtown. Badalona, incidentally, made its last 6 shots from the floor. And it's Michael Smith at 6'6", jumping against the 7-footer, Lade Divans. Interesting approach.
Waiting for it to come down.
Michael Smith is putting on a show. Badalona is now within 6. They were down by as many as 19. They have scored the last 11 points. They enter the first half with a 9-0 run. Rafael Jofresa. This is Jordy Villacampa trying to get it to Harold Presley. 13 on the shot clock. The Los Angeles Lakers come in with a record of 2-1 in preseason. They split with the Boston Celtics last night, an easy victory over Limoges of France. Shot clock at 4. Presley trying the crossover, had to fling it. Badalona of Spain opened up last night with a win over Split of Yugoslavia. And Magic finding Vlade Divac.
That's the little guard, big man screen the Lakers like to use. Joe Fraser had no idea how to play it, whether to stay with his own or play the big guy. He decided to stay with his own. Result, a layup.
Good position by Corny Thompson. And a reach-in foul called on Joe Fresa.
Let's go back to the tip to start the second half. Smith actually gets it on the way down and then just outruns Vlade Divac to the basket. Bad matchup that time for the Lakers after the tip. Coaches like to say they put those plays in, the tip plays.
Yeah. And Presley sitting down. Morales is back. Juan Morales playing with 4 personal fouls. Worthy. Foul committed by Thompson. That is his 3rd. We are at the Palais Omni Sports de Bercy, an arena that has been home to a number of different type of events, from rock climbing to arena football to windsurfing to ballroom dancing, which took place here, Czar, last week.
Were you in that competition?
No. Capacity crowd of 15,000 on hand. Lakers 73 and Badalona 63. Villacampa. Joe Fresa going to the left. And it closed. Worthy with the steal. Perkins.
It's giving up the easy baskets after turnovers that have killed Badalona so far on the penetration by Joe Fresa. There were no outlet passes. No one open for the pass.
Perkins high man for the Lakers with 12. Villacampa leading Badalona with 13. And Smith was pushed. Worthy called for his 2nd. Michael Smith telling us earlier he did not take basketball seriously until the last 3 or 4 years when he began playing in Spain. He was not drafted by an NBA team. He played at South Carolina Spartanburg. Here's Villacampa. 15 points for Jordi Villacampa. Lakers lead it by 10. Perkins. And here comes Michael Smith.
Started taking it seriously when he jumped over the backboard a few times.
Thompson rejected. It's a goaltend. The basket counts. Lakers now lead 75-67.
When the Lakers opened it up in the first half, this is what Badalona got away from, getting the ball down inside where Corny Thompson feels most comfortable. He gives away inches, but he's got a lot of strength, a lot of bulk down inside.
Corny goes 6'8", listed at 205 pounds. Byron Scott with 13 points. Lakers lead by 10. Jordi Villacampa, regarded as the best player in Spain, excluding the American. Shot clock at 4. Foul committed by Perkins. Basket won't count. That's 3 on Sam Perkins.
You take Thompson, Eldon. Okay? You got to talk to each other.
And Michael Smith inbound. Now Perkins sits down as Campbell has come on. Here's Villacampa. Lakers with a 77-69 lead. Nice play by Smith. But the Lakers recaptured. Magic check the shot clock. And the foul picked up. It's on Smith.
Just a second ago, you talk about having the soft rims, the ones that like to grab the ball and pull them back in again. That may be a little help from a teammate. Morales, understanding the rules, ball's live on the rim, go up and help it in to ensure the 2 points. Don't let it roll off, stick it back in.
Magic Johnson celebrated his 32nd birthday this past August. He has really enjoyed the trip abroad. That his new wife has also been enjoying the shopping opportunities.
Yes, that since his wife was brought over here and paid for by the NBA, the McDonald's Open, that he was ahead of the game, just letting her go out and shop. He didn't have to pay her expense and let her shop.
So Cookie misses Magic Johnson. Worthy.
See, now in the NBA, that last basket probably would have rolled in after it hit the rim initially. That time, good play defensively by Badalona, taking it off the rim.
Rafael Jofresa, the point guard for Badalona. Controlling the action, Michael Smith. Guarded by James Worthy. Shot clock at 3. Jofresa with a three-pointer. Lakers lead at 79-72. Scott hit by Jofresa. The basket will not count. Well, in the 1980s, NFL football was dominated by teams in the NFC, winning 8 of 10 Super Bowls. And tomorrow, join Bill Parcells on NFL Live as he gives his opinion on why the NFC has been the dominant conference and what the future holds. Byron Scott drilling again from long range. With all dynasties, all good things must come to an end, and former 49er head coach Bill Walsh will give his views on the recent fortunes of the once invincible San Francisco 49ers. That's tomorrow. Bill Parcells, Bill Walsh will join Bob Costas, Will McDonough, and O.J. Simpson at 12:30 Eastern Time for NFL Live. And both clubs burning it up once again. 14 points for Worthy. Lakers 83 and Barcelona 74.
Bill Parcells, another guy you drove back to the studio.
Are you headed back to the studio? 6:37 remaining in this third quarter. It's the Lakers by 9.
Sports presentation of the 1991 McDonald's Open is brought to you by Subaru. It's what to drive. By Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing. And by Fram Oil Filters. Fram. You can pay a little now or a lot later.
Welcome back to the City of Lights, Paris, France, as the LA Lakers lead Badalona of Spain by the score of 83-74 with 6:37 remaining in the third quarter.
I think Badalona is surprising the Lakers a little bit by hanging as tough, as close as they have been here in the middle of the third quarter. And watch out if they start knocking out a couple more three-pointers to spread that Laker defense out.
Badalona has hit 13 of the last 17 from the field. They closed the first half with 9 consecutive points. Worthy. And it will be Badalona ball. Last year in Barcelona in the opening game, the New York Knicks just did squeak by the Italian champion Scavallini Pesaro, winning by 4 in overtime in the title game. The Knicks beat Top 84 split of Yugoslavia by 16 points, but they received a scare in that opening game of the McDonald's. Green from downtown did not want to take it. officials checking it out. Ed Rush says deflected out by the Lakers.
It's one of the things that you have to keep in mind when you're looking ahead to the Olympics. A team comes in, shoots the ball extremely well, shorten the game, only 40 minutes during the Olympics rather than the 48-minute game here. Anything can happen in basketball, even though the United States is going to have an outstanding team, a team loaded with all-star players.
Magic Johnson went to the left hand. A.C. Green with 7 points. Magic has gone most of the way tonight. Villacampa. Villacampa with the open jump. 19 points for Jordan Villacampa. And a traveling violation is called. Jordi Villacampa, Spain's all-time leading scorer, and he is the highest paid player on the Badalona squad, making close to $1 million. Also has a basketball shoe named after him in Spain. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Thompson set the pick for Joe Fressa. Corny from outside. And if that's Morales, it's number 5.
Bad foul that time by Morales. Clearly he was boxed out. Laker player had a body on him. No way he was going to come up with that basketball. He must understand that his team needs him on the floor to give him a little size and also give 1 or 2 of the other frontline players an opportunity to rest while he's out there.
Lolo Saint, the head coach of Badalona, did not like that call. Lolo was the coach of the Real Madrid team that played the Boston Celtics in this tournament back in 1988. Seated to his right, his assistant, Randy Knowles, who was an assistant at Texas A&M for 5 years, played 1 year for Barcelona.
Came over here actually to do a clinic because he could speak the native language, and they asked him, would you like to stay and be a coach here? And has been an assistant for 6 years now.
Randy Knowles was telling us some of the points that the coaching staff went over with Badalona. Here's Morales. Yes. And the Lakers now lead 87-78. Point number 1, he wanted the players to have pride in being here. Point number 2, don't pay attention to the scoreboard. In effect, he was very concerned about a blowout. Point 3, don't give up. Don't lose faith. Don't get down and discouraged. Byron Scott giving the Lakers an 89-78 lead. In effect, lose with dignity. Well, they were down by as many as 19, but they have certainly hung in. Villacampa and Campbell rebound. Magic from long range. Villacampa very close to a travel and obviously affected by the sight of Eldon Campbell.
Eldon Campbell may not have blocked it, but he certainly changed that one.
Here is Magic for 3. Also like the point made here, Magic usually drives left.
Their mini scouting report on Magic.
It will be Laker ball.
Notice the 2 points next to each other on the report. Magic drives left and then help on Magic.
Crowd reacting. They felt it was last touched by the Lakers.
Oh, Eddie Rush, no problem, going this way.
Well, Lolo Saint and Randy Knowles have been getting into it with the officials this quarter.
Lolo Saint telling the other official, look, this guy's from the NBA. Don't let him make every call against us. Will you please? Give us a little help here.
And the other official, Mislav Zyk, is from Poland. He handled the European Championship this past year. Also, Badalona wanted to insert another player, but they were not allowed to make the substitution. Next dead ball, they're told. Campbell on the alley-oop.
all the small things. Catching the ball, the dunk is completed. Instead, the fumble, going the other way.
Joe Fressa. And it will be Laker ball with 2:53 remaining. In the third, timeout call. Lakers lead by 11.
Paris, France, and the McDonald's Open. The Lakers with a slim lead at the moment. On Badalona, Spain, it's 89-78. A little surprising score. Tom Hammond joined now by one of the all-time great NBA players, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem, you spent last season as your first in retirement. Was it a tough adjustment for you?
Well, actually, it was my second.
Second year. That's what I meant to say.
The hardest adjustment for me was trying to live an ordinary life, you know, in one city. I so conditioned to traveling so much and having that disrupted lifestyle that when it came to like staying put, I was at times climbing the walls.
You know, at the height of your NBA career, NBA players weren't allowed to compete in the Olympics. Now they are. Do you wish that you'd been allowed to play when you were at your best in the professional league?
Well, it certainly would have been interesting. It was at about that time that the United States started losing. In the 70s, that game they lost to Russia, and then in subsequent Olympics, they didn't do quite as well as they had been. It took a while, but at first, our college students could beat the rest of the men in the world, and it's not like that anymore. So I think at this point, it would be a very interesting thing for me to do, but my time has passed on the court.
All right, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Marv?
All right, Tom, and Lolo Saint, who was working the officials, just received a technical foul. Byron Scott hit the tee. The Lakers now lead at 92-78.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens now with this 14-point lead. That last time down the floor, almost the entire bench was up for Badalona, all upset over the calls, and they can't let themselves get taken out of the game as James Worthy knocks down a little turnaround jumper.
16 for Worthy. Presley right back. Lakers by 14 with 2:10 left in this third quarter. Carlos Roof has come on for Badalona. Oh, very pretty form on that shot from Byron Scott, who now has 20.
I don't know if Byron Scott would like it called a pretty form, okay?
I think if he could take himself away from it, he might accept it.
By the way, Jordi Villacampa was right in his face that time, challenging the jumper. That was one of those catch, release, total confidence in the shot by Byron Scott.
Worthy nearly picked it off. Thompson able to recover, and Presley fouled by Campbell. That's 3 on Elvin Campbell.
AC Green, the veteran player, immediately going up to Elvin Campbell and saying, hey, relax. You fouled him. Rush made the call. We don't need any theatrics to follow up after the foul call.
Harold Presley now 5 for 5 from the line. He's not shot well from the field, only 2 out of 8. It's a 15-point Laker lead. Now Threet and Scott in the backcourt. Green with Campbell and Worthy up front. Byron Scott picking up a piece of newspaper that had landed on the court. And Presley leads the break. Through the foul. Worthy thought he stripped him. We mentioned that Carlos Roof, the 6'11", 21-year-old, had come on for Juan Morales. Well, last night during warm-ups, he accidentally shattered the backboard, leading to a 45-minute delay.
Weight program they have him on, doing wonders.
Yes. Once again, Presley at the free throw line. Marv Albert, along with the czar of the telestrator, Mike Fratello. He is to the French, the Jerry Lewis of basketball technology. Let me explain that, Mike.
Please do.
Very big in France. Doesn't necessarily get the appreciation in the United States. AC Green called. This is the remedial portion of our program. And here is Roof at the foul line. Well, a look at our NFL lineup tomorrow, which gets underway 12:30 Eastern time with NFL Live. Houston and Miami, Jets playing Indianapolis, Seattle and Pittsburgh. See the later games. Kansas City at Denver, Cleveland playing at San Diego. We suggest you check the local listings in your area.
Houston, Miami, filling the air with the football. A lot of points on the scoreboard.
Keen observation as we go under 1 minute left in this third quarter. 12-point Laker lead. Worthy, yes, and it counts. So Worthy will go to the free throw line.
Worthy not too bad with his back to the basket, showing it to get the defender in the air and then stepping back underneath. The up and under move for James Worthy.
James back from the ankle injury. Presley, met by Worthy, did not have the shot via Compa. And here's Jofresa for three. Oh, he's been on target. Badalona is now 9 for 12 from downtown.
As compared to last evening, 1 for 7 from behind the three-point line.
And it has kept them in the game. 98-87. Lakers in front. 25 seconds to go in the third. Roof threw it away. Here's Green. And Scott goes to the baby hook. 13-point Laker lead. We're down to 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Jofresa going glass. 189. Final seconds. 3 from downtown. And that will wrap it. After 3, it's the Lakers 100 and Badalona of Spain 89.
Not only does the three-pointer give them that extra score on the board, but it extends the Laker defense, which will help in their dribble penetration. Their bench knows they need it. They're back in the game again.
Jofresa 3 for 3 from three-point land. Lakers by 11 after 3. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. We head to the fourth quarter. The Los Angeles Lakers leading Badalona of Spain 100 to 89. Byron Scott, the high man, with 22. Major factor in that third quarter. 11 of the Lakers' 31 points. James Worthy has 18. Jordy Villacampa with 19 points to lead Badalona. Sedell 3 and Magic Johnson now at the guard positions. Villacampa with Magic back. Oh, nice move. And here comes 3 with Worthy on the wing. And he had nowhere to go, met by Thompson. Green from Magic.
And a turnover immediately on the inbounds pass. Again, the Lakers, after they score, whacking right up defensively, forcing the turnover. Villacampa goes for the steal because he knows he just gives up too much size and strength. As the players rotate for Badalona, Magic finds the open man.
Assist number 15 for Magic Johnson. He had 21 last night. Lakers try to take advantage of the turnover. Here is Sedell 3. And Harold Presley leads the break. Carlos Roof. So that is his first field goal. 102-91 Lakers. We are early fourth quarter. Minute 15 gone by. Worthy with 20 points. Pressure guarded by 3. Here's Villacampa. Yes. He has had a solid game. 21 points on 9 of 17. He opened up by hitting from downtown. And Roof deflected it out. Now let's go over to Tom Hammond.
Marv, we're with Cookie Johnson, Magic's new bride. And Cookie, the guys were speculating earlier about how much shopping you might have done in Paris. Did you hit the stores pretty well?
Yes, I did. Every day.
What kind of reception has Magic gotten from the French people?
They love him here. It's almost like being at home.
You know, this is training camp for the players. I guess training camp for you, too, learning to be an NBA wife. How's it going?
It's great. They tried to put me through a little initiation, being a new Laker wife, but I made it through.
All right, Marv?
All right, Tom. We put the czar of the telestrator through the same initiation process. We're not sure if he made it through. And a timeout is called with 9:37 remaining in the fourth.
Yeah, for a year or so, just to see how it would be. Plus, they're offering a lot of money. I'm still a businessman at the same time, but it would be different. You know, I don't know what's going to come first. If my team comes first, then I'll buy, then I'll stay. But if the team don't come first, then I'll come over to your play. It'd be fun.
Well, there had been talk also that the Magic might have an opportunity to buy into the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what Magic was referring to. But I have a feeling that Magic is looking to playing in Europe from a marketing point of view.
Well, he already has a couple deals going here from the, I'm going to say, marketing side, a few investments and a few things that he is sponsoring over in Europe, doing his advertising for the product. So he's laying the groundwork for perhaps coming over a year or two and just kind of enjoying a different way of playing and a different type of competition.
How many more years do you think he could play in the NBA at full tilt?
Well, he's had a lot of minutes, a lot of games on that body, so it all comes down to how well he keeps himself in shape and how well the body holds up over the next few seasons. I don't see why he couldn't go another 2 or 3 strong years.
And a timeout was called apparently by, let's see, Ed T. Rush saying that Corny Thompson called for a timeout. He also comes up hobbling. And Ed Rush now explaining to the players that it was a timeout that was taken. Take a look at how Corny came down. And looked like he might have hurt his ankle.
Perhaps landing on another player in the middle of the crowd.
With the timeout, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. But in Paris, France, more than 700 reporters here from 30 countries. Today's game being seen in 60 countries around the world, covering 6 continents. And right here, we're going to take a sampling, starting with the French version of play-by-play. Let's take a listen.
Voilà, Ruff pour refaire ça face à Magic Johnson, qui est toujours sur le terrain. Presley, aïe, aïe, aïe. Et reprise de Green. Johnson, quelle passe à terre formidable sur Scott. Divac qui a repris ce ballon pour Johnson qui envoie Villacampa. Tout le monde est Ruff. Tout le monde sur le derrière.
Si t'étais quelqu'un d'autre.
Kind of a jocular style, Mike, huh?
The ay, ay, ay. I was confused right there.
All right, now to the Spanish version.
Aún no han llegado y los 5 de los Lakers ya están allí.
Muy bien, Thompson.
Magic, reverso. Creo que Magic va a decidir en solitario. No sería la primera vez que vemos que cuando un partido está complicado, Magic decide. Villacampa aguanta muy bien, pero el balón no entra. Lo saca Perkins. Magic. ¡Ole! ¡Ole!
Hay media vuelta mirando al tendido. Cual maestro.
¡Qué barbaridad!
Well, I guess they enjoyed that move by Magic, who just picked up his 16th assist. Now to the play-by-play is heard in Yugoslavia.
Joe pressa. Sam Perkins, Byron Scott. Divac. AC Green. Magic. Nabudio ga je Jopresa. Bilja kampa Jopresa. Posebno se ističe Jopresa. 7 minuta prije kraja. 108-99. Magic Johnson.
A succinct style of play-by-play in Yugoslavia. Now let's hear how they call it in the Soviet Union.
Закрыт. Айси Грин. Играть через больших будут только. 99-110, опять 11 очков. Те же. Равновесие, равновесие. Теперь, я думаю, дело дойдет до таких сабельных атак, выпадов моментальных. О! Это два баскетболиста по мощи примерно одинаковые. У одного просто поступательное движение было сильнее. И вот Влада Дивас.
So a sampling of play-by-play from around the world, Soviet Union, Yugoslavia, Spain, and France. And Mike, I'd have to say in all cases, the color commentating far superior to what we have become accustomed to here on NBC.
I was hoping for a score while the Soviet announcer was on so we could hear "da," which is,
I see.
Yes, in case you realize that.
6.5 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Lakers leading Badalona of Spain by the score of 110-99 as Presley inbounds to Joe Crescent. And Villacampa took the hit from Scott. That is number 4 on Byron Scott. On the right, NBA Commissioner David Stern, and one Antonio Samaran, President of the International Olympic Committee, taking in the 5th annual McDonald's Open. With the follow.
I don't think that Mike Dunleavy anticipated having his starting unit out on the floor with 6 minutes remaining in the game. It's a little bit of a shock that they're this close to the Lakers.
Perkins. Lakers get the new 24. Badalona looking for a foul, nothing called. Nice give up by Magic. Green was stopped by Presley. Badalona of Spain, although the Lakers have been big favorites here. Villacampa draws the foul. Oh, Byron Scott did not like the move. He felt that he was submarine, and Villacampa was saying no.
I think Byron Scott is wrong right there. It was a quick ball fake defensively. He went for the fake. He was up in the air, and then Villacampa stepped back underneath him and into him to draw the contact. Very similar to what Magic did early in the game by getting a defensive player in the air. He's trying to get to the free throw line. There's the ball fake. He goes for it, and then he just simply steps into him to draw the contact. But let's face it, the contact between those two players has been going on for a while now. It's become quite heated.
And Byron Scott was just hit with a technical foul. Scott was hit with his 5th personal. Villacampa was trying to apologize. In fact, he went over to him again, but Scott did not want to hear it. First, the technical free throw will be taken by Villacampa.
Well, ever since the first altercation between the two, when the double foul was called, Byron Scott has been fired up playing against Villacampa, has been very determined, and that time he let it get away from him a little bit.
Jordy Villacampa telling me earlier through an interpreter that his favorite player is Magic Johnson. We'll be back after this. That was the flag of Badalona. Badalona is located in the region of Catalona. And things heating up just a moment ago between Jordi Villacampa and Byron Scott. Scott was hit with a technical foul, and Badalona continues to hang in, down by only 8, as Villacampa goes to the line to shoot the free throws. He is now 1 for 2 from the line. Byron Scott sitting down after picking up the technical along with his 5th personal foul. 5:25 remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Lakers lead by 7. They have not been able to empty their bench tonight as they did last night against Limoges of France. AC Green showing the long-range touch.
Interesting that Terry Teagle has not entered the game yet. Mentioned earlier this year that his minutes may be cut down. In fact, there is talk that he could be a player involved in the trade coming up.
Yes, his Laker career may be in jeopardy. He has fallen behind Tony Smith in the rotation. Cordy Thompson, and Carlos Root is right there. Teagle does have a guaranteed contract, there's Terry, but the Lakers would be receptive to a deal. AC Green lost the handle. Only 2 players gone from last year's team, Michael Thompson and Larry Drew. And this preseason features a roster battle among 5 or 6 players for 2 spots. There are 11 guaranteed contracts on the Lakers.
Actually comes down to 6 players fighting for those last 2 spots, and Teagle is definitely one.
Important sequence here for Badalona. Presley, and he drew the foul hacked by Perkins.
What you see happening to the Lakers is the conditioning factor coming into play. They are being beaten off the dribble continually, going for the fakes. Worthy there, taken by Presley, and then the next man rotating over for the Lakers, Perkins, with the foul.
That is 4 on Perkins. And Presley is now 9 for 9 from the foul line.
You don't want him to hang around till the end of the game.
The Laker lead, once 19, is now only 5 as we come up on 4 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Magic try to dish off, and the foul is called against Badalona, a pushing foul. It's on Villacampa. That is his 3rd. Lakers going with Worthy, Green, Perkins up front. 3, and Johnson at the guard. Perkins. Presley off the board.
Lakers can't buy a perimeter shot right now. Again, perhaps a factor of conditioning.
Presley. Villacampa. That would have cut it to a 3-point game. And it will not count. Foul called on Magic, his 1st.
Magic thought that left leg was already past Villacampa as he put it on the floor. Eddie Rush had a good look from the baseline, thought the defensive player had the position, calls the offensive foul. Magic not real happy with it.
Byron Scott returns, replacing Sedale 3. Reed only 1 for 6 from the field. 3:15 remaining in the 4th, and the Laker lead is only 5.
Carlos Roop has done a pretty good job for them picking up garbage points since he's been in there at the center position.
Thompson, strong. The lead is down to 3. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. And Perkins took a hit from behind from Root.
The Lakers now look like the tentative team, and Badalona playing with much more confidence from the high post area. Cordy Thompson has the ability to put it on the floor and take it to the basket. He causes problems for bigger players.
Worthy. James Worthy points. The Lakers won 14. Badalona of Spain, 109.
And another one of those points on the scouting report. Take away the inside game, make them beat us from the outside.
Roof backing up to three-point. Carlos Roof has come off the bench, and as you mentioned, has done a nice job taking over for the foul play Juan Morales. Lakers now clinging to a 2-point lead with just under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. They once led by 19. A 13-4 run by Badalona. Imagine, with a strong driving move. He has 16. Lakers lead it by 4.
Coach Lolo Saint jumped off the bench and yelled to Howard Presley, slide over there and take a charge on Magic when he comes down the lane.
Well, the Lakers can relate to what the New York Knicks went through a year ago. That's a three-point attempt by Corny Thompson. Presley able to rescue it. Iacampa. And it will be Badalona ball.
Iacampa had Roof in the right-hand corner all by himself and shot a tough one, stepping underneath the defensive player rather than kicking it over to the corner.
Minute 14 remaining in the fourth. A leaner by Presley. Kept alive. And he's fouled.
The first step for the Badalona team is the one that's beating all the defenders for the Lakers off the dribble. Roof, big man facing the basket, the ability to step out behind the three-point line, being encouraged by the bench. They love it. There's the guy who replaced Juan Morales. He says, I love it.
Here is Carlos Roof. He had missed his first 2 free throws. He has scored 10 points. A minute 7 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Laker lead is 3. And Mike Dunleavy wants a timeout. And the crowd reacting to this comeback by Badalona of Spain. Last night they beat Split. They were down by 19 at one point today. They are now within 2. From Badalona, Spain, certainly enjoying what they have seen in the second half. Badalona got it going late in the second quarter. They reeled off the last 9 points of the quarter. They finished with that 3-point fling by Michael Smith. And they are now within 2 points. Lakers lead 116-114 with a minute 7 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lakers just took a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Badalona has 3 left. And it is Laker ball as we resume.
Well, one of the other problems besides the fatigue factor for the Lakers is that in a 2-point game, they must respect that shorter 3-point line, extend their defense, and that's where Badalona's been going past them off the dribble.
And they've hit 10 of 17 from downtown. Lakers only 1 of 12. Magic with the hook pass for Green, and he was rejected. The combination of Roof and Thompson. Down to 40 seconds. Badalona down by 2, but with the ball. 10 off the 24. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Joe Fressa with the step, beating Roof. And picked out by Badalona. And they are wild about that call.
They feel that after the ball was knocked out of the LA player's hands, it went off a Laker leg before it went out of bounds.
So the Lakers by 2 and working the clock down.
They've got a foul. They just can't let them run the clock out.
And they cannot give the foul. Now Joe Fressa try to grab, but can't get to it. Magic just threw it high in the air, and that's it. Time ran out. They could not give the foul. And the Lakers, very fortunate to squeak by a disputed call in the final seconds, with Badalona feeling that it was kicked out of bounds by Worthy, and they did not get the call. The Lakers win it by 2.